Hi, this is Nelson Ranch. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the new Int card, uh, this Int Mejiro McQueen card. Um, I talked about this gacha earlier, but I want to talk more a little bit in depth. So this Mejiro McQueen card is probably going to be the best Int card. Now, if this card is going to be the equivalent to Kitasan Black that came out in the middle of season 2, and this is like the powerful int card that comes out in the middle of season 3, then like Kitasan Black, no other card is going to top this card for a good year or so. Kitasan Black was finally toppled by Monozensky. Mejiro Lamone was on the top of the int card list from end of February to the beginning of November. So, almost 9 months. This Mejiro McQueen is going to do the same. She's going to be in the top of the int card list from, the beginning of November, probably until next year, right? Uh, might even be longer than that. Might even be to the 4th anniversary. Who knows, all right? But that might be the case, and if that is the case, then you probably do want to pull her. Now the question is, do you want to pull her right now? And I think you want to wait. No, by the way, we're gonna talk about that. Why is she that good? She has a training bonus of 5%, and that's not that bad. But the important thing here is that she has this eagerness bonus of 60. And this number 60, in terms of training bonus, you can actually convert it to a training bonus equivalent. And when you do that, the rough number you want to use is you want to divide it by 6. So she's going to have a training bonus of 10 here, from here, and 5 here, so a total of 15. And that's pretty damn good. On top of that, she has, friendship bonus of 30%, and she has all these point bonuses, so that when she steps on int, she gets 2 int here, 1 int here, so that's 3 bonuses, 1 speed bonus, and 1 skill point bonus of 5. So I mean, this card basically has bonus galore, and at max level, this is going to easily get you to 1200 speed. And the main reason why I think it's going to do that is not only because she's very good in terms of just raw numbers like Marozensky, she's also got a very high chance of showing up at practice. So support cards basically have a 10% chance of not showing up at all. So there's 90% chance that support cards show up to your practice when you train, right? And when you train, if there's a 90% chance to show up because there's 5 trainings, there's actually an 18% chance that support cards show up in each of the 5 races, each of the 5 trainings. You don't know which one they're going to show up in. But this number will boost that rate in which they show up in the training that they're supposed to show up. So at 80, what you do is you do 18 times 1 plus 0.8, right? So it's 80 times, not 80, 18 times 1.8. And 18 times 1.8, at least on my calculator, says 32.4. So Mejiro McQueen is going to show up 32.4% of the time at int. That's really high, right? To give you a comparison, to give you a comparison, the best speed card, people will differ on this, is Monozensky, I think. And she has a chance of showing up only 0.35. So it's actually 18 times 1.35. And with 18 times 1.35, Monozensky shows up at 24.3% of the time to the training that she's supposed to show up, which is speed. Now, the reason why it doesn't really matter in the case of Monozensky is because she has a 25 training bonus, 25% training bonus. So no matter where she sits, right, whether it's speed, power, guts, int, the only one she's going to be kind of weak on is stam. She's actually just going to do ridiculously well because of the bonus here. The bonus is the 25 is just so strong, and when you add it with this, right, that's got 30, so that's actually 30. Training bonus at 30. It's unheard of, right? Plus, friendship bonus at 25. It just jacks up stats like crazy wherever she is. Um, and with this bonuses, she actually jacks up stats if it's on speed or power. So, but if you just want to increase speed, she's got some problems because she only shows up 24.3% of the time. Now, Kitasan Black, which used to be the #1 card for a long time, was #1 for one simple reason, and that's because she had a very high chance of showing up at training. So she's got 80 here, but she's got 20 here. So she has a total of 100. And on top of that, she had a training bonus of 10 plus 5 here, so she had training of 15 plus 5 from here, so training bonus of 20. Alright? And so just because she shows up on speed often enough, she can jack up speed, and because she has a power bonus, she also increases power. And even in the current scenario, I still sometimes use Kitasan Black as a third card, because with Kitasan Black as a third card, what I can do is if I use 3 speed cards, for example, I can count on Kitasan Black to show up to speed fairly often. I can count on El Condor Pasa, the scenario link, so you gotta use El Condor Pasa whether you like it or not, because of the scenario link. And she has a bonus of 65, right? So 18 times 1.65 is a 29.7% chance, so almost 30% chance of showing up at speed. So if you have 3 speed cards, there's a good chance that you actually get 2 speed cards showing up at your training, and then that actually boosts not just the stats you can get, but it also immediately maxes out your gauge to actually do the special races. So the gimmick works in such a way so that if you have 3 of the same type of card, it's actually very easier for you to go on these special races, and so that actually makes your character stronger. So that's the reason why this is actually important for speed cards. Now for int cards, it's not that important, but because you're not going to use like 3 int cards, that's just crazy. The most you're going to use is 2 int cards, and when you actually use 2 int cards and both show up at the same time, that's going to be very, very powerful. But the point is, the reasons int cards like TM Opero, Mihono Bourbon, and Manhattan Cafe, and of course Mejiro Lemon, right? So starting with Lemon, really, right? Starting with this card. You can actually now get to 1200 speed with just 1 card, right? This actually gives you a training bonus of 20 plus a friendship bonus, but no eagerness bonus. But even with that, because she shows up often enough at the trainings at 50, right? 18 times 1.5. Which is 27, so at a 27% chance of showing up, she's actually gonna, jack up your int, especially because she's got intelligence bonus of 2. So these new int cards like Lemon, Mihono Bourbon, int Cafe, int TM Opero, and now int McQueen, they basically will allow you to get into 1200 with just 1 card, and so you'd only want to use 1 card on sometimes, but if you want to use 2, you can, right? In this case, if you just pull 1 ceiling, or you just pull a little bit, for example, and you get level 35, so you get the first bonus here, right, at level 35. You get the skill point bonus, because after that it's just hint levels. So you get level 35 skill bonus, and bang, this is actually a usable card. And if you pair it up with Mejiro Lemon or any of the other cards, or any of the other good cards that's still available, like if you use like Mr. CB or Fine Motion, you're gonna hit 1200 pretty easily. So there's actually a strong reason why you might want to use, you might want to pull for Mejiro McQueen int card, because it's actually that good. Okay. The other reason is, of course, because she is a card that specializes for leaders forgot to show you this. And at hint level, at max, she's going to get you hint level 3. So these are basically all going to fall at hint level 4. So you get like a 35% discount for all of these skills. And if you get a 35% discount for all these skills, what this means is you can now drop, what's her name, Tachyon safely. And instead of using Tachyon and her gold skill, you can actually use McQueen and her gold skill. Which is better. McQueen's gold skill is actually better for leaders. So, you know, it makes a lot of sense to actually pull for this card. And on top of all that, if you actually think about the schedule of how the game is played, if you recall, every other month is a League of Heroes. And in League of Heroes, you want to send out leaders and runners. Right? You want to send out leaders and runners. You want to send out somebody on the front. In which case, if you actually pull for this card, you can reliably use this card for 2 or 3 characters every other month. It's a good investment, right? In other words. Now, the flip side is this. Well, I don't really care about League of Heroes. I just want to get Platinum, or, I'm a little greedy, so I just want to get Platinum 4. That's all I need. And if that's all you're looking at, you actually probably don't need to get this card. You can actually get by with, using the cards that you already have to get the Platinum 4. You can skip the whole League of Heroes things and use that month to do other things. In which case, you only have to care about what happens in the championship meetings. And in the championship meetings, well, the current upcoming one is the Arimakinen Long Distance Championship meeting. That one, leaders, runners, betweeners, chasers, they're all viable. So if they're all viable, you can say, well, then I'm just not going to use leaders. I'm just going to use either runners, betweeners, or chasers. And if you just go with that, then you don't need this card. So you can sit tight. And the same thing goes for the next championship meeting, which is probably going to be in February. I mean, I imagine that's what's going to happen. But if the next championship meeting is in February, then hey, you know what? Again, the same thing. It's probably going to be short because first we did the first championship meeting we did was the mile under the new system, and then we did the dirt. And then we just did the medium distance, and in December we're going to do the long. So the only thing remaining is the short championship meeting. So we're probably going to do the short championship meeting. And if it's a short championship meeting, you can do betweeners and chasers, no problem, right? So if you want to do betweeners and chasers for the short distance, you can do King Halo, that version that everybody has, or you can do this version, right, of King Halo for short distance as a betweener. You can do, if you have to pick a character from somewhere in here for championship meeting short distance, you can do Silent Suzuka for short distance. You can also do Air Groove for short distance, and you can probably use her as a betweener, right? You don't have to use her as a leader. In fact, you probably want to use her as a betweener anyway. And who else has this? Yeah, Top Gun as a can go short distance too, and she can do any of the 4. So if you want to do Bakushingo, you can do Bakushingo as a runner. So and if you go to 3-star characters that you pull, aside from that version, you can do Seeking the Pearl in any of the styles here. You can do her as a betweener or a chaser. Makes perfect sense there. You got Daichi Ruby as a betweener or a chaser, right? And you're gonna have Bamboo Memory. Not this version, but the summer version of Bamboo Memory, which I don't have. But that summer version of Bamboo Memory is ridiculously strong as a betweener. So you don't have to pull right now, right? One thing you can do is, you can wait till the third anniversary, February, and in the third anniversary, February, they're gonna give out, they're gonna sell tickets, so you can actually buy one ticket to buy, the base version to get a single copy of this Mejiro McQueen, and if you save up on crystals in the meantime, then you can dump in 4 crystals or 2 crystals or 1 crystal or however many to get Mejiro McQueen to level 35 or level 45 or level 50, and you're golden. You could do that, right? There's always that option. And then you can start using leaders, with Mejiro McQueen, because you haven't done leaders in a while, but you don't actually, spend all your jewels, and you can actually save your jewels. The other thing is, right now it's this banner, but on the 20th, after noontime Japan, it's going to be the next banner, and the next banner is going to be a revival. And there is a possibility that the revival is going to be pick 2 out of 10. And if it's like the pick 2 out of the 10 like we did last month, then you might want to save your jewels for that. So you may not want to use your jewels right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually wait till the 19th, and I'll pull the dailies. If I get 1 copy of McQueen, I'll be super happy. I hope I do. Well, I don't know if I will. But and then once I see what the next cards are going to be, at that point I can make that decision whether to pull or not pull, right? So you don't have to pull right now, but I can also see why people might want to pull right now, because she's going to be very useful for the upcoming League of Heroes, and for all future League of Heroes, having McQueen is going to be very, very useful. And I imagine that she's going to be coming up in a future rerun, but you just don't know when that is. And if you love leaders, like if your favorite characters, for example, is like Narita Top Road, I mean, how can you not pull Mejiro McQueen? I can understand that, right? And if you love Narita Top Road that much, you're probably going to use her in the anime, even though it's actually not good condition. But I could see how people could actually do that. Or if you love Tokai Teo, how can you not use Tokai Teo, right? And Tokai Teo is a leader. So there you go. It's tough. I know a lot of people probably don't have a lot of jewels right now. Like if I had infinite jewels, I'll be pulling this right now. If I had infinite money, I'll be pulling this right now. But I don't have infinite money, so I'm gonna wait till the 19th and hold on to it. And whoever decides to pull the gacha now, good luck to you. Alright, so that's it for now from me. I just wanted to talk about this new Int Mejiro McQueen card. It's very, very good, and the reasons why you might want to pull, because it's very, very good, because you're going to use it for League of Heroes every other month guaranteed. You might want to use it for Champions meetings, especially if you love leaders. And the reason why you may not want to pull Mejiro McQueen, because you don't really care about League of Heroes that much, so it doesn't really matter. So those 2 months don't matter. Those every other month doesn't matter as much. And for championship meetings, at least for the next 2, you can focus on doing runners, betweeners, or chasers, and you just don't do leaders for just 2 championship meetings. And then when the February comes, you can actually purchase this card without spending jewels. And you throw in 1 crystal and you're done, right? This would be a card that's useful. So any character that's got a bonus to speed, right, 20% bonus to speed, you only need 2 speed cards. So you use 2 int cards and 2 speed cards, and you're set. Even at level 35 Mejiro McQueen, because level 35 Mejiro McQueen is stronger than level 50 Mr. CB int card. That to me just shows you how inflation has actually happened in this game. But anyway, so pros and cons, whether or not you want to pull or not pull. In my case, I'm going to wait till the 19th. I'm going to see what the next one's going to be available. What the cards are going to be available for the next banner. All right, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Bye bye.